Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to slash that subscribe button, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, realizing that Nezuko is Tanjiro's sister, Zenitsu attempts to grow close to the two, which weirds them both out. After several days, the doctor reports that the three have all healed, allowing them to set off on their next mission, towards Mount Nadagumo. Thanking the old lady for her kind hospitality, the lady wishes them well, as the three jog to their destination. Along the way, Tanjiro gets annoyed at Inosuke's questions, deciding to speed up. As the sun sets, the three arrive in front of a forest, but Zenitsu is too afraid to enter the ominous-looking forest. Smelling something, Tanjiro rushes to the entrance of the forest, as the three witness an injured Slayer asking for help. Before the three can check the Slayer's wounds, the Slayer is jolted back into the forest, which is followed by a potent smell. Deciding to go in, Tanjiro and Inosuke chase after the Slayer, as Zenitsu waits outside the forest. Rushing in, the two notice the overabundance of spiders and webs, scattered all throughout the forest. Meeting up with a fellow Slayer, Tanjiro introduces himself to the lone Slayer, but the Slayer gets irritated learning that Inosuke nor Tanjiro are ranked Hashira, the highest possible ranking for Slayers. Apparently the lone Slayer, along with 9 others, had been tasked with investigating the forest, but when they entered, the Slayers began to turn on each other. Unable to stop the other Slayers from killing one another, he alone was able to flee and survive, alerting the higher-ups about the danger awaiting within the forest. Outside the forest, Zenitsu sits wondering if he should have followed the others, but his fear of the unknown gets the better of him. Suddenly he realizes that his lover, Nezuko, is with Tanjiro, prompting him to rush into the forest. Back with Tanjiro, he and the others begin to hear a strange noise, making out several approaching silhouettes. Revealed to be the other Slayers, the three are forced to disperse, as the Slayers begin to swing their blades at the three. Stating that he will slaughter their traitors, Inosuke is interrupted, as Tanjiro mentions that these Slayers are alive, and they must be controlled by someone. Noticing threads attached to the back of the Slayers, the three begin severing the threads, and freeing the mindless Slayers. Trying to track the source of the threads, Tanjiro smells a potent odor, realizing that there are spiders on his arm that have attached threads to him. Tanjiro realizes that the small spiders are doing the bidding of a puppeteer demon, by attaching threads, so the greater demon can tug on the threads, to control the Slayers. Tanjiro asks if Inosuke has a way to follow the smell of the puppeteer, whilst he and the other Slayer, Murata, can keep the mindless Slayers distracted. Suddenly, a kid demon appears above the three, taunting the three, only to disappear. Ignoring the demon kid for now, Inosuke makes use of his beast breathing, scouting the surrounding area, and successfully locating the puppeteer. Knowing that the demon is quite powerful, Tanjiro thinks of a way to back up Inosuke, but is afraid to leave Murata alone. Butting in, Murata orders the two to head towards the demon, as he'll be fine by himself, as the Slayers move quite slow. Thanking Murata, he heads towards the puppeteer, realizing that there are more threads, and they are getting thicker. It's revealed, the closer you get to the puppeteer, the stronger the dolls are. Suddenly the puppeteer is interrupted by the kid demon, her son Rui. As Rui questions why his mother is taking so long, Rui threatens to tell father about her slacking off, which sends shivers down her spine. As Rui leaves, his mother kicks it into high gear, beginning to move her dolls in sporadic motion. As the dolls slash after Tanjiro, he notices that the puppeteer is deliberately breaking the Slayer's body parts, to allow more powerful and swifter movements. Seeing other Slayers helplessly move against their wills, Tanjiro thinks about whether he should kill them now, to put them out of their suffering. But digging deep, he thinks of a plan. Running off into the forest, Tanjiro forces one of the Slayers to follow him, then Tanjiro stops, running into them, and throwing them onto a tree branch. Now entangled, the puppeteer can no longer use or torture the Slayer, from a distance. As the puppeteer has no other options, she decides to use a different doll. Elsewhere, Zenitsu is still trying to meet up with the others, but is lost, grateful to still have his sparrow as company. As Inosuke is about to toss the final Slayer onto the trees, the puppeteer gets frustrated, killing each of the Slayers. Seeing as the Slayers are dead, Tanjiro emits a powerful aura, only to ask Inosuke to continue to lead the way. Getting close to the source, Tanjiro notes 2 other smells, only for Inosuke to run into a headless puppet. Elsewhere, Zenitsu is seen continuing through the forest, not realizing that he's being followed by a creature. Seeing the headless puppet cleave its way towards the two, Tanjiro offers a plan to cut the body in half. Wanting to claim victory first, Inosuke rushes in, attempting to steal Tanjiro's idea, but gets caught by some webs. Frozen in place, Inosuke helplessly watches as the headless puppet thrust at him, but Tanjiro steps in and parries the strike. Cutting Inosuke free, Tanjiro lunges Inosuke towards the headless doll, severing its arms. At the same time, Tanjiro cuts the doll's legs, allowing Inosuke to cleanly cut the doll right down the center. Satisfied with their teamwork, Tanjiro is caught off guard, as Inosuke throws Tanjiro into the air. Sniffing the puppeteer nearby, and heading to seeing the demon pitched on a rock, Tanjiro prepares to execute a painful technique, but seeing the demon welcome her own death, Tanjiro switches forms, ending the demon's life graciously. As the demon begins to disappear, she thinks back on the torture she suffered whilst living with the other 4 demons. For some reason Tanjiro reminds her of someone close to her, with kind eyes. As her final words, she warns Tanjiro of the existence of a 12-moon demon, living in this forest. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like and comment.